Welcome back. Well, talking about YouTube has certainly sparked some ideas for a lot of you. And one of the common questions I'm hearing is, I'd love to do a YouTube channel. Boy, I could really use the extra money. I just don't know what I would do. What would I offer on my channel? And this video is about what you already know, what you have currently available in your head, the space between your ears, that you can spit out quickly and easily and help improve the lives of other people. So, you know more than you think you know, and we'll talk about that when we come back. Okay, little story from my childhood. When I was about 12 or 13, this is 1966, I went into junior high school. And for the first time in my little tiny nascent academic career, I was able to choose electives. Well, one elective. They didn't give us the kind of freedom kids today have. And I started looking through the list the first week of classes, and I thought, oh, art. Oh, no, not even close. My goodness, I was a little blind child. You don't put me in an art class. Music. Well, there's lint in my sock drawer that's more musical than I am, so that was off. Then I saw the home economics, cooking and sewing. First thought was, ooh, easy A. Because let's face it, I was a little 12-year-old kid in the mid-60s in suburban America. I'm sorry, I should say 12-year-old girl. And that meant I knew how to cook and sew. Because by the time I was 12, I had been cooking ever since I could reach the top of the stove, and I had been sewing ever since I could thread a needle. And then down at the bottom of the list, it's as if it was waiting for me. Was wood shop. I was in love. I'm going to build things. This is going to be fantastic. I'm going to go in. I'm going to play with wood. I'm going to have the time of my life. Not exactly. Well, the male principals and the male wood shop teacher all had a great deal to say about that, and it was the sort of thing I would have expected them to say if I had threatened to blow up the White House. I couldn't believe what a big deal it was, but apparently a 12-year-old girl trying to sign into a woodshop class constituted a major domestic crisis. Needless to say, they did not let me into the woodshop class. They stuck me in cooking and sewing, and I was bored out of my mind. But the story has a happy ending. It's in the form of a postscript. 20 years later, that very same junior high school, that very same woodshop class, was being taught by my sister-in-law. So, girl power. All right. The reason I mentioned that story is that was our lives. If you grew up in the 50s and the 60s, the 70s, you were steered away from anything that resembled, woodshop, auto mechanics. That was not girl stuff. Cooking and sewing, that's what we got. That's what we were taught. We were taught domestic management skills because in those days, they expected us to grow up and become housewives. We were supposed to have the same lives our mothers had, and our mothers were housewives. Well, this has given us a battery of skills that young people today don't have. And please don't get me wrong, I am delighted that little girls are no longer funneled into those cooking classes. Little boys are allowed to take cooking classes. That wasn't something that could have happened. Well, when I think of the trouble I got into looking for woodshop, I can only imagine the kind of trouble a boy would have gotten if he tried to go into a cooking class. That just would have been, it would have been a study in public humiliation. So things have changed for the better. But young people today do not have the skills that we take for granted. So if you are, let us say, a mature woman, I like that, sort of getting over ripe on the vine, so to speak, and you're wondering what you can offer in a YouTube channel, well, I have 10 suggestions for you, and these are things you already know, things you could do in your sleep. I wrote them down on a list. Here's my list. I wrote it on an envelope, like literally, this is my list. It's scribbled on an envelope. And coincidentally, I didn't realize this until after I wrote it. This is the envelope from AdSense, which is the vehicle that YouTube uses to pay the revenues from YouTube videos. So I don't know, maybe that's good luck. It wasn't intentional. It was totally accidental. So let's go through it. We have a list of 10 things that you know that will in fact make great videos. All right, number 1, cleaning. We were brought up to clean. We clean. It's what we do. Young people today do not know how to clean. And if you look at the average 20-something young person looking at a dirty house, it's the sort of thing that reminds you of what it was like to look at your 6-year-old when their toys were all over the floor and you say you need to clean up the room and they're just in a panic. Where do I begin? Because it's more than they can wrap their heads around. The young people do not understand that it's an art, it's a science. There are good ways to clean, there are bad ways to clean. There are right ways to clean, there are wrong ways to clean. And this is something that you already know. Cleaning videos are amazing on YouTube. Some of them have gotten millions of views. And this is simple, ordinary cleaning. Nothing outstanding about this. No, like bizarre techniques, just ordinary cleaning, the sort of thing we grew up doing, that we've been doing all our lives. Cleaning videos, number 1. Cooking videos, number 2. Most young people do not cook. They don't know how. They've been raised by working moms and dads who come home, and it's barely all they can do to get themselves into work and grab something from McDonald's on the way home. No one is around all day to be cooking the way our mothers did and the way many of us did when we were younger and married and raising families. Cooking videos are hot, and it's all kinds of cooking videos. I pulled one at random, Thanksgiving cooking, and again, videos with millions of hits. And that, in fact, Thanksgiving videos alone, you could actually create an entire channel about cooking for Thanksgiving. It's the interest in this is endless. You know, cooking Thanksgiving for vegetarians, cooking Thanksgiving for 14, cooking Thanksgiving for children. It just goes on, and these are things that we have been doing for years. And the realm of cooking, it's just all over the place. Cooking cheap, quick, inexpensive meals. Cooking for, cooking for the family, cooking for people with, cooking for people with only a microwave. That was a big thing, by the way, in the 1980s, microwave cooking. It's sort of phased out, but that's something that, boy, there is room for that to come right back in. Microwave-friendly cooking. These are things we all know. All right, 3, sewing. In the first half of the 20th century, any household that could afford a sewing machine had one. When I was growing up, I had a sewing machine. Everyone I knew, and my little girlfriends, little female friends, all had sewing machines. There was a sewing machine in every household in my neighborhood. Not so today. Today's sewing machines have become specialty items. When people were no longer doing home sewing, sewing machine industry converted over to creating embroidery machines, quilting machines, very specific purpose sewing machines. And those sewing machines, by the way, are wildly expensive. You're talking $1,500 or more. So I'm not talking about sewing on sewing machines. I'm talking about survival sewing, because young people today don't know how to hem pants. If a button falls off their coat, they have to go buy a new coat. They just don't know what to do. Anybody who can do a good job of wielding a needle, you've got the market right there. People need survival sewing skills, how to stitch a button back on a shirt or a coat. And for those of you who do not know how to sew, I assure you, it's very different. So, yes, all right. Yes, the Photobomb Kitty is back. Stitching, just simple stitching, how to repair a rip, how to get yourself through the day if your hem has pulled loose from your shirt, your pants, your skirt, whatever. Survival sewing. Boy, it's an open market out there because the kids don't know how to do it. Yes, all right, you can come up here. So that is number 3. Number 4, stress-free vacations. By the time you get to be our age, you have planned so many vacations, and many of them have been stress-free, many of them have not. So as a consequence, you know the ins and outs already. We know what to do to create good vacations. We know what to do to create bad vacations. And that is an interest out there. Young people are working. We've got 2-income families. That means a lot more money for leisure time. And a lot of these young people are going on trips. And they have dogs and cats and little kids. And a lot of their trips are becoming nightmares. We have the skills they need to do this relatively painlessly. So let's teach them. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 was stress-free vacations. Number 5, getting the kids organized. Young families with small children really have their hands full. In the morning, you have to get kids ready, get breakfast into them, make sure everything they need, their homework, whatever, is all in their book bags, that they're on the bus on time so you can get out to work. When they come home, they need to get their homework done. They need to clean their bedrooms. They need to get to bed on time. They need to brush their teeth, etc., etc. Organizing kids is quite a challenge. It's a whole arena of videos. Organizing kids in the morning, organizing kids at bedtime. You could just go on and on and on. Okay, let's see. Organizing closets and cabinets. That is a huge area of interest on YouTube. And that's a huge area of interest in general. There are closet organizing businesses, just businesses, and what they do is they create closet organization systems. It's amazing. It's like a whole industry. But in addition to all the nice little racks and boxes and shelves, you need to know how to get your clothing organized. What are the best ways to do it? This is something we know. And you can take that same thing into the kitchen cabinets, into the refrigerator. How to organize. We've been doing it for years. Yes. Okay, Photobomb Kitty is very, I don't know, very affectionate, I guess we should say. So we have cleaning, cooking, sewing, stress-free vacations, organizing the kids. 6, organizing the closets. 7, party planning. Party planning is something we've all been doing for years. And for most of us, Party planning is everything from making a couple of cupcakes for a kid's birthday party right up to organizing bridal showers, wedding receptions, huge anniversary parties where you're renting out halls. Party planning is a skill. It's a skill we've got. And because parties are a year-round thing, you can just shoot off one video after another. How to organize a Valentine's party, how to plan an anniversary party, how to plan a surprise party, on and on and on. So that is a pretty good one. Okay, number 8, working wardrobes. How to establish and maintain a working wardrobe. Now, when young people are leaving college and going out for their first jobs, they probably do not have much of a working wardrobe. In fact, when you're in college, your wardrobe usually consists of 3 t-shirts, a pair of blue jeans, and sneakers. So you go out into the world, you need a wardrobe. Those of us who have worked for years, we know how to do that. We know how to buy the basic standards in our wardrobes, the skirts, the slacks, the blazers, the suits, whatever. Because, for men as well as women, that will be the backbone of a wardrobe for several years. And how to make it trendier with up-to-date accessories. We've been doing this. We've been doing this on our own. We've been doing this for our families. And we can teach other people how to do that. Number 9, this is a huge one, grocery shopping. Grocery shopping can be an incredibly daunting experience for people who've never done it before. You go into the store, there are all these sections, there's so much stuff. And for a lot of people, grocery shopping is so overwhelming that what ends up happening is they buy a number of impulse items, and you go into their homes, 3 weeks later, and they say, well, there's nothing to eat here, and there really isn't. There's nothing their family wants to eat, but the cabinets are full, because the cabinets are full of things like croutons or, a 62-piece spice set, things that they're not using, not sure why they bought it. They're not sure why they bought it. Maybe they thought they needed it. Teaching people how to shop for groceries in a practical, economical way, to do it systematically, to get in and out of the store in a reasonable period of time, to avoid the expensive impulse buys that are going to go to the back of the cabinet and sit there for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, until eventually mice get into it. Grocery shopping, again, we've been doing this for years. Other issues, and this is number 10, specialties, things like cooking for diabetics, heart-healthy cooking, exercising, getting enough exercise as a woman getting on in years. And I refer to this sort of as lifestyle. What have we learned in our lifestyles that we can pass on? How do you get your exercise? What do you do to stay in shape? Do you go to a gym? How did you get into the habit of showing up at the gym 3 times a week? Do you walk? How did you get into the habit of that? Are you maintaining a healthy diet? Are you diabetic? Are there special needs that you're considering? Do you have illness in your family? For example, a child with food allergies that has to be coped with. So it's these specialty lifestyles. These are things that are unique to each of us. When I was younger, my mother was diabetic. It's genetic. It's in my family. I am now too. So I didn't have any trouble shifting over to diabetic diet because I knew that from my mother. And people have these skills, specialty. Oh, thank you for your tail in my face. Specialty skills that have to do with their own unique lifestyles. So number 10 is your lifestyle, what you can pass on. Are you coping with something unusual? You know, an illness, a disability. Can you teach someone else how to do this the way you've learned? You know, it's like most of us learn the hard way, but once we learn, we can make sure other people learn the easy way. So those are your 10 topics. Now, some of you are going to just say, ooh, I love this one. Others are going to say, none of this suits me. But I'm hoping it will spark something. I'm hoping that the list will just shoot off a little light bulb at the back of your mind, and you can say to yourself, well, maybe I don't want to do a hand stitching video, but you know, I'd love to do something on quilting. I think people will watch quilting videos. Go ahead. Go ahead. What this is all about is sparking ideas. Okay? So we've got 10 of them. Let's run with them. Now, I should say that when we had been talking yesterday about YouTube, and I had said that I did not know if it was possible to do YouTube filming and editing all on your smartphone. I just knew I couldn't do it. A couple of viewers had written in and said, oh no, we're posting videos from our cell phones. One of them was a young man who does thrifting. So I took a look at his videos, very professional. He says he's been putting them up with his cell phone. I have no reason to doubt him. I just know I couldn't do it. So we have to make an amendment to yesterday's video. You may be able to start YouTubing with no equipment costs at all. You may be able to do this just on your cell phone. So if you're good with your cell phone, absolutely give it a try. Now, we have a giveaway today. As I mentioned yesterday, we're doing 3 giveaways this weekend, 1, 2, 3, and this is our second giveaway. And the 3 giveaways are in recognition of 30,000 subscribers. That's all due to you. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You did this. So today's giveaway is this. Of my recent acquisitions, this one is a real favorite. This is a beautiful Japanese mid-century lusterware console bowl. And it's console bowl, as you can see, it's designed to be noticed rather than used, although you could certainly put things in it. And it's just got the gorgeous lusterware peach rim, and these are peonies. They seem to be orange and yellow peonies. I have to say I've never seen orange and yellow peonies, but that seems to be sort of what they are. It's a beautiful design, and I thought this would make a great giveaway. So here is the bowl. If you are interested in the giveaway on this video, just make a comment, give me that bowl, and the Photobomb Kitty will come in and choose the winner. So what will happen is this video airs on February 2nd. I'll leave that open for 1 week, February 2nd to February 8th. As of February 8th, all comments need to be in, because between the 9th and the 15th, that's the time that the Photobomb Kitty is going to take to go in and choose a winner. He loves being on my desk. He will just be thrilled at the idea that he's going to be able to get on the computer and do something. I worry about what he's going to do, but yep, he will be very happy to choose a winner, and then we'll let you know on the 15th. All right, so have a great day, everyone. Give some thought to going on YouTube. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So come, have some fun with me. Let's see what we can do together. All right, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow.